Hello everyone. Hi folks. Welcome to my channel. Once again, we'll be continuing the next part 2 of the data analysis series. Uh, Welcome to my channel. My name is Aakash. Today in this particular video, we will be going to understand about like question number is differentiating between univariate, bivariate, and multivariate analysis. What that particular means is all about. We'll be going to discuss that first particular question. So we'll be straightforward moving towards to that. Okay. Well, let's straightforward be understanding. Let's straightforward understanding about this particular thing. We'll be going to divide this particular video for univariate. Basically, first how we will be going to proceed. What is an univariate? With an use case and example, we'll try to understand. Okay. So how you will be expecting. Let's suppose if I am talking about the univariate, okay, you have to talk this particular to the recruiter or interviewee who is interviewer is asking you this particular question. The pattern should be like this basically, folks. Definition, okay, definition, then use case, then the example. Okay, I hope this is makes you clarity. Okay, same thing you have to do for bivariate, same thing you have to do for multivariate. The same thing we will be going to do it. I will just write it here so that that makes you more clearer. Here I will write it as bivariate, okay, and the third thing is multivariate. Okay, okay. So I hope this make gave you the clarity, right? So how we will be going to do that? So let's straightforwardly discussing about the in the open board. Try to explain. We'll try to understand each and every concept in detail. Okay. First of all, we need to understand the univariate, right? What do you understand? Like, pause this video, folks. Try to understand what is an univariate first of all, right? Uni means what? Single only, right? I hope this particular word that makes you more clearer. Like univariate analysis basically is a simplest form of a data, right? That in the name itself it is identifies that it has only one variable at a time. Okay, one variable at a time. One variable at a time. So what it will be going to describe? First of all, you told that it is one variable at a time. What it will be going to describe, Akash? You will be going to asking folks, right? What it will be going to describe? It will be going to describe about the data, finding the pattern, and summarizing the statistics. Okay. So think about this particular way, folks. Univariate, it is one variable at a time. If you try to understand what it will be going to describing, it will be going to describing what? It will be going to describing the data. It describes the data, describes the what it will be going to describing. It is describing the data. It is describing the data. First of all, it is describing the data and finding the patterns, right? So it is finding the describing the data and find the patterns. Okay. Describes the data and find the pattern and summarize the statistics. Okay, summarize the statistics maybe like mean, median, mode, range, variance, and standard deviation, like that you can think of. Okay, summary of a statistics. I'm just writing here so that it gives you the clarity. Okay, statistics. There is no space, folks, to write mean, median, mode. So understand, like summarizing the statistics means mean, median, mode, standard deviation, range, whatever conclusion the statistics basically. Okay. So now we'll try to understand with the use case now. Okay. I hope you got the clarity now. So let's discuss another use case basically now. We understood what the univariate is all about. We'll try to understand this particular uh, concept with respect to the use case so that you will understand. All right. So imagine you have a smallest online store and you wanted to understand the age distribution of the customers. Right? You collect the customers over the past year. Okay. What you do is like uh, whomever comes to your store, right? Whomever comes to a store or who is passing away from your store, what you are doing is you are giving them one pamphlet form to fill the data basically, right? To fill the data and what kind of a, like you will be filling the data and number of ages who is coming to your shop basically. So what you tell is you collect this data, fills the data, you collect the mobile number, all the stuffs you will be going to collect it, right? So basically why you do is basically you wanted to collect the ages of a customer over the past data basically, who all are has came. Okay, you are collecting the data, right? You are collecting the data basically. So for this particularly, what why you are taking the data to analyze the ages of the customer using the statistics basically, right? Like what are the particular ages of people is coming to your store, a particular distribution you are trying to plot it basically to understand to the depth, right? I hope you got the clarity now, right? So you wanted to, you are only collecting the ages data to understand this particularly, okay? If you are plotting only the ages, that is nothing but a univariate, okay? Bivariate analysis explores the relationship between the two variables. Let's say here x and this is a y, all right? So bivariate consists of two things basically, relationship between the two variables. What it will do, it will helps to determine if there is an association or correlation between the variables or not. Okay, for that particularly what you will do, common techniques like scatter plot, correlation coefficient, and cross tabulation you will do. Scatter plots you will be going to do for understanding the correlation coefficients, right? So where it will be going to, for this particular use case, what you will do, let's suppose we'll continue with the online store itself. You want to understand if there is a relationship between the advertising spend and the sales volume. Okay. So you wanted to understand, like another use case, it is bivariate. You wanted to understand advertising spend and the sales particularly. Okay. There is a relationship or not, folks? Tell me why you are doing the advertising spend so that you will increase your sales for your business, right? There is an interrelated thing. Okay, I hope you are understanding. Okay, so deriving the relationship or something or somewhat you are able to understand, like how much you are spend on the ads each month basically. Let's suppose it is a January month, how much, what was a sale in the February month, what was a sale, advertising spend was how much, and let's suppose advertising spend was up to 500 in the March month. Okay, 500 was a spend. and the number of sales we got is little bit higher, right? So it depends upon how it is the data getting scattered, right? So we will be using the advertising spread like scatter plot. In that particular case, we'll be going to use it when there is a bivariate for particular things that you wanted to derive some relationship between the two variables basically, right? So that is nothing but a bivariate. So now we'll try to understand about multivariate now, right? So we'll try to understand the multivariate. What is a multivariate? From the name itself you are able to understand, right? Yes folks, tell me, just pause the video and try to understand this particular. Okay, so it is having more than two variables, right? More than two variables, then that is nothing but what? Multivariate. More than two variables, it is called it as what? Multivariables. Multivariate, right? I hope this thing is getting you clarity now, right? So to understand their combined effect on the response, right? It is a more complex and helps in understanding the interaction between the different variables basically. So now for this particularly, how you will be going to understand more than two variables. If I'm telling more than two variables, how we will going to understand with respect to the use case now. Okay, so that this particular concept you will be able to understand with respect to the use case basically. Okay, this particular video will be long folks. Try to understand why I'm doing this basically to explain you to understand in better way. Okay, now you wanted to understand, right? So we will take an example of that store example itself. You wanted to understand, right, how advertising spend, okay, whatever the advertising expenditure you are doing, okay, advertising expenditure you are doing, spend, okay, whichever you are doing this particular thing, right? Advertising spend, pricing strategy, right? Pricing, I will just write it the PS, pricing strategy and product features, how it is affecting on the sales volume, okay? Product strategy, okay? Pricing strategy and a product features, how this particular things is affects on the sales basically. I hope this particular thing is getting you clarity now, right? So, so what we'll be going to understand is X will contains what? Advertising spend. You can just they are independent features. Advertising spend, then pricing strategy, and then it will comes at like another one is like what? Product features, right? How it is sales. This is a particular sales part, right? Right. So like advertising spend, pricing strategy, and product features basically, right? So these are the things which are independent, and sales are like dependent on this particular feature. Sales is dependent on this, right? So which particular uh, are you able to understand? Like this is a particular will be going to define the sales, right? So this is like using the multivariate, multiple regression. You will be able to understand. We'll go proceeding further so that you will understand what's this, how the thing is very important. This particular understanding is how it is helpful there. All right. So what you can tell is that like whenever recruiter is asking about multivariate analysis, like multivariate is three, like three variables and one dependent feature and three independent features will be there. That's it. Let's take an use case of a particular store who wanted to understand about what is the sales and based upon this particular factors. All right. So I hope this gave you a clarity what is a particular thing is all about. Then we'll try to understand now what is a star schema now. All right. So this is the question number 3. We understood what is a multivariate, bivariate, and univariate particular analysis basically. Now we'll try to understand now star schema basically. Okay. I hope this gave you a clarity. Now we'll try to understand what is a star schema is all about. All right. All right. Then, so we'll try to understand like star schema. Whenever there is a schema, folks, it is in one of the terminologies for the database, right? So you have to understand like that basically. Whenever the schema comes, it is a one of the database terminologies, database schema basically. Okay. I hope you understood. You are getting the clarity now, right? It is a database schema. Okay, where it is going to use this database schema is used in data warehousing and business intelligence. It is used in data warehousing and business intelligence. Basically understand like this basically, folks. You have a database, the all the database, like let's suppose understand like this basically, right? Whatever you are in the online store, right? Like important features, important whatever the particular product it is there in the store, he will be going to fill it in his showroom, right? If the particular product is not available, when the customer, they are based upon their customer interaction, they will be filling their uh, showroom basically. So when particular customer asks for the particular product, he will be uh, getting the retrieving that particular data, particular product to his showroom basically. Like understand like this analogy basically. Okay. So what it is, why it is designed, database schema. Star schema is a database schema, and it is used in the data warehousing and business intelligence. Okay. It is designed to improve the efficiency for the data retrieval. Okay. Improve the efficiency of data retrieval basically. Okay. Are you understanding? So this is a particular thing. The star schema consists of, okay, we'll try to understand. Now star schema, okay, understand with the name of a star itself, it is a star schema. Okay. It is like a this. Okay. I hope you got the clarity now. So star schema. So what in the star schema, what it will be going to contain? It will be having a central fact table. Okay. It will be contain of central fact table CFT. It will be having central fact table and one or more dimension tables. Okay. Central table contains the data. Central table contains the data which is nothing but facts. While dimension table contains the descriptive attributes like dimension related to the facts. We'll try to understand, okay, and star schema that consists of the fact table and one or more dimension table. Central table, central table contains the quantitative data, right? Central table contains the quantitative data that is nothing but sales, okay? Which this particular sales that will be connecting various particular thing, various dimension tables basically. That is a product table, product features, maybe the this which we discussed earlier, right? So that will be the things basically, folks. So I will be explaining you central table and dimension table, how it is going to, we will be going to understand with respect to one particular use case, so that you will be able to understand what is this Akash is talking about. Okay, so you will be able to understand that. Okay, so we'll try to understand with the use case. So we'll be not taking this particular with the definition wise, so that that will make a very simpler to recruiter or interviewer. So whatever I am talking about, he will be able to understand. He knows the concept, but maybe he is not sure about the definition. Okay, I I hope you understood the particular thing. Okay, you manage a retail chain and wanted to analyze your sales data. Okay, you maintain the retail chain, basically retail chain. You wanted to maintain the sales data, basically, folks. Okay, sorry for this handwriting, folks. Okay, maintaining the sales data. So that's why I'm telling this particularly. You manage the retail chain. You have given the responsibility to maintain the sales data, basically. Okay, so what you will do, you will design a star schema. Okay, you will design a star schema. Okay, to organize your data for efficient query. Okay, you will use star schema to organize your data and for effectively for the efficient querying, basically. So what will be the components, basically? You will design to take a star schema only. Okay, so if you wanted to design your DB based upon this particular schema, so how your thought process will be, folks? Can you just pause this video and tell me? Okay, if we are using the star schema, as I told you, right, there will be one fact table, there will be one dimension table. Okay, there is one more dimension tables. Dimension table can be anything. Okay, so for the fact table, as I told you, as we told, this particular problem statement is sales, right? In this particularly, the fact table, central table, contains the numerical data, right? Central table, this fact table is nothing but what? CT, central table. So this central table with the columns, like numerical data, like sales amount, quantity sold, like that. Sales amount, quantity sold, right? This is a particular thing will be the things. For example, and just let me break it down this. For the sales table, what will be the particular thing, folks? For the sales table, okay, for the sales table, we can take it as a table with the columns such as sales table. We can take a column such as date, right? We can take a date. We can take a product ID, PID. And third thing, we can take it as customer ID, CID. And fourth, we can take it as an amount, basically. Okay, I hope you understood this particular thing, right? So this is a particular thing you can take it, consider the columns, basically. You can take it as a date, product ID, customer ID, and amount, basically. So this is a particular central fact that, like, for the sales table will consist of. Okay, second thing, you have to consist of the dimension table. Okay, dimension table can be anything, basically, right? So let's try to understand that particularly. Okay, so that make you understand, so you will be able to understand what I am talking about it. Okay, so what's the dimension table is all about now? Okay, so dimension table will be the descriptive data, basically. So for example, for the product table, okay, for the product table, the columns will be like, let's suppose the table is product. Okay, for the product table, for product table, we can consider of product ID, product name, and category. Product ID, product name, and category, right? These are the three things we can consider it of, right? Category. So now let's suppose, let's say take an example of another table that is a customer. If you consider of the customer table, right? Customer table will be having, right, what? Customer ID, customer ID, name, region, that kind of a details we can have, right? Or email ID or what sort not to be. Okay, so if you wanted to understand this particularly in the diagram, so let's take an example of a table basically, right? So fact table is sales. I will make you very summarize now. This is the sales table. Okay, in the sales table you can consider it as a date basically. Okay, date, EID, that is nothing but product ID. This is a CID, that is a customer ID. Okay, so let's suppose 101 is a product ID, customer ID is 201, let's say, and he purchased on 1st January 2024. Okay, 1st Jan 2024. Okay, and dimension table. So if I come to the conclusion, folks, right? This is the sales data. This is the sales, particularly dimension table for product. As I told you, so for the product particular sense, what we'll be going to consider? We'll be having a product ID, product name, and category. Okay, product ID, product name, and category. Let's suppose you took 101. 101. That is nothing but mobile or iPhone or something. It comes under the electronics particular category, right? So this is something like that basically, folks. Okay. So for the dimension table, like customer ID, customer name, and region, like which region it is. Like we can take it as a country basically. Okay. So overall understanding from this basically, what I can derive from this basically is the sales. Sales is a central table, right? Right. Are you able to understand, folks? So, are you able to understand? So now this sales will be having various dimensions. Okay, sales will be having the various dimensions. There will be amount. Okay, sales will be considering about the various dimension, amount, date, customer, and product. If you just understand, if you plot like this basically, folks, it comes out to be a star format. Okay, if you just plot like this, it comes out to be like star format. Okay, it's like this basically. Okay, considering it as a, this is as a central table. Okay, star schema basically. So if you just plot it like this, it will be comes out to be like this basically. Okay, so this is a particular thing I wanted to share with you folks. So this is a particular understanding. Okay, so I hope you understood like what is a particular thing is, or what is the star schema is all about, what is the univariate, multivariate, and bivariate. So how we have to explain it. This is a particular thing that you have to keep in the mind, folks. Okay. I hope you got the clarity. Let me know in comment down below, folks. How do you like this particular content? Do you like to write the particular date, like what particular concept to be written over the notepad and explaining you that way, or like how do you feel? Just comment down in the comment section, basically, folks. That's it about this all video, folks. Let will I will just will meet you in the next video about the next video with a particular question.